What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the Brass Ring Media Podcast for Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. I'm your host, Zach Haydorn. That is your other host, Tyler Sage. Tyler, it's a busy week. It's SummerSlam week. I don't know that it feels like SummerSlam week, though. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good. Certainly does not. Based on, what show did they cancel recently? WWE. Did they cancel PLE?
No, they canceled like that little comedy show thing that they do.
Oh, well, good thing for that.
Yeah, because oh god, hopefully that finally puts to bed their relationship with that comedian. I hate that comedian.
Yeah. So, this is the problem of doing counter booking mania, as well as the Saudi show being too important to the storylines for real. That SummerSlam has suffered for it. It feels mixed. I'm curious what on a 1 out of 10 scale. To me, honestly, am I echoey? I feel like I'm echoey.
No, you're good. You're good.
This weekend for me feels like more of a chore than anything, especially it being 2 days.
Right. And
if it was one day, I'd probably be more up for it. If it was Saturday night, I'd be give it more. But I'm a 3 out of 10 on the hype for this, personally.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably at a 5, I think, right now. So I'm not insanely, but it is more. I think I'm more down on it just because of circumstances more than I am the actual card. I think the card itself is okay. I think it's better than the WrestleMania card. That's not saying a lot, but I'm excited about the card in comparison to that. I'm getting hung up on some of the context around the show, that it is 2 nights, and that it is to me SummerSlam is still end of summer, not in the middle of it's an end of August thing. So I'm still recalibrating my brain to this timing move. But then I think, man, for me, it's just there's been so much stuff in the last month where it's all in, and it's Saturday night's main event, and it's Night of Champions, and it's Evolution, and it's NXT, and then they're already talking about the Clash in Paris show, which is after SummerSlam, and it's just at some point it gets to be too much to enjoy on a regular cadence where it doesn't feel like a chore, number one. And number two, your storylines can't be the best that they can be when you've got that many shows in that little amount of time. It's how do you make SummerSlam stand out when you need to put big matches on Saturday night's main event? You need to put big matches on Evolution. You need to put big matches on Night of Champions. You need to put big matches on Clash in Paris. So it's more and more these shows get spread thin as far as what is truly a major show. And we know SummerSlam is because it is, and it's historically been that. But I don't think that this card necessarily, there's a lot of matches on this card that you could drop in on other PLEs and they would feel at home there. And so, in that regard, I think SummerSlam and the allure of SummerSlam and WrestleMania for that matter, I think they got to be careful with that because they want some of these events to stand out in a bigger way than this does. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even think of main event, certainly in any other time, even a 1-day SummerSlam, Goldberg's last match, probably not for a title, but that would certainly have been on SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's just that alone, and not that that's a big thing, but that's a tent pole, on the poster for the people that are paying $40,000 might be okay, well, at least I see historically something significant.
Yeah.
So just things like that. Yeah, 100%. It's and just you said, the meta of it for the wrestling fan with All In. I mean, all that's too, and every night of the week except for Thursday, unless you're watching TNA. It's just so much going on. Summer used to be the slow season.
Right.
Hey, this is when the heel everybody likes is gets the championship run. and like we kind of get WWE's kind of experimenting and having fun and seeing like, hey, we can build some of these characters, and there will be more Grande Americano stories going on per capita in the summer, typically in WWE.
Right.
There are now. It's just like a continuation, and the creative declines. I don't know if there's a better way to say that, of WWE is showing itself with all this additional booking as well.
Yeah.
Big events.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. But we're here and we're going to preview SummerSlam both nights right here for you on the only way we know how for Brass Ring Media. Yeah.
Can we just talk we're going to talk any Raw?
We're going to talk, we're going to talk Raw.
We're going to talk the opening thing of Raw last night at all?
No, that's not on my list. So go ahead.
I don't know. Have you seen the edit of CM Punk?
Yes.
And, like, he's going to throw Hulk Hogan's dusty ass over the thing while he's like in the same, like in a cutout shirt. So two things of that. No Roman Reigns out there, unless I missed him. I went back and looked. I mean, he would have been in the front if he would have been out there.
Definitely.
So very interesting because he was out there.
So I was wondering about that. Like and I had other people like hit me up on socials with this question. My thought was that like they didn't bring him out there because of the angle, because of the surprise appearance that he made. But like
he's got a match at SummerSlam, and he's like it hasn't been like made like.
But I also think that like that, and I also think like they promoted him for the show.
Yeah. Also, so, if you're gonna kayfabe that, like, don't kayfabe Gunther and CM Punk being 3 feet apart.
Yes.
Having a promo where they're like gonna kill each other, or I mean, so many other examples of that.
So you think it's more to it than that?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. I think that's like him flexing his muscle on top of everything else. It's just interesting. Like him and CM Punk, I think, are good case studies on like how to act like a WWE star in 2025. And CM Punk is being the good lap dog, obviously being in the forefront, looking somber next to Jay. I guess the two beacons of like, this was a great guy. We're so sad for him. Yeah. We'll leave that where it is. Obviously, everyone knows my take on that. And Roman, who, I guess you could play the kayfabe card, but if you're like, hey, like, I'm not going out there. You can't make me. You're going to not book me on this event. You got to not book me whenever I want to be booked. Like, that's how it feels. And I think rightfully so, if you're him, he can do that more than CM Punk can. So it's interesting to see the dynamic of the two. So I just found that super good.
Who was in the middle on Friday? Was it Cody?
Yeah, of course.
It was Cody, probably.
Yes, of course.
Of course it was Cody. Yeah.
If he could clone him, he would have been the whole front row if he could have cloned himself.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's a good call. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm kind of glad that like that they didn't. I guess I thought they struck the right tone with like the tribute to Hulk Hogan. Like, I think that it wasn't over the top in terms of like, I don't know what, I mean, in terms of like what WWE could have done with it. People coming to the ring and like, I don't know, like talking about him and stuff like that. And really, positioning him as like this hero figure. And I think they erred on the better side of that, which is just talk about his legacy, talk about what he meant to the wrestling business, honor him for that. And then that's it. Like, I thought that they like struck an okay tone with how they handled it without going like WWE overboard, which they can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I think both nights, and having the different video package too made it work.
Yes, that too.
I mean, like we talked about, like everyone's talked about, there's obviously the two sides of it, but obviously, more than anyone in the business ever, you have to get that right.
You got to get it right. And like, I was talking to some people about it over the weekend, and it was like trying to explain to them who they knew who Hulk Hogan was, but not necessarily like the impact. And it's like, it's weird to say because it's like Babe Ruth is like kind of this very old figure, but Hulk Hogan really is kind of like the Babe Ruth of pro wrestling in a lot of ways. Like he's that impactful for the business. And so when I said that, people were like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, like that, for better or worse, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can take that for any industry, right? He's I don't know, the Bill Russell.
Yeah, right. And then
the Babe Ruth. He's the Wayne Gretzky. He's probably the Bobby Orr. He's the
Bobby Orr,
Art Star, Otto Graham. Like, if you want to go back, like, who made? Azan's got that's more accurate.
My God.
Yeah, and for Babe was not would not.
Yeah, I don't think he was a choir boy.
Yeah, and this is one thing about historical too. Like, I'm going to tell you every guy in 1900 was less than savory for our current standards, if I had to guess.
No question.
Yeah, for 100%. I mean, even in music, right? I mean, Hogan he's like, Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, the fact that they're so like tied together, where they were popular, like when they were popular, obviously Ozzy like 67 or 70 is the first Black Sabbath album that hit. But I mean, to be so culturally relevant in the same time period, having reality shows, being super identifiable, even if you didn't watch or listen to the music. Very interesting that both of them go so quickly. They had a very similar cultural impact that no rock star, no wrestler will ever have again.
Well said. Yeah, I agree. We got Sean, who's our gold member in our chat, saying they did what was necessary and they didn't go overboard. Sean says here, we talked about his transgressions ad nauseum, and I understand why. I just hope he was true to his faith before he passed. Also, Sean says here, Ozzy wasn't perfect either. Trust me. No, not perfect. But if you missed last week's episode, we did a full kind of retrospect on Hulk Hogan, talked about his career, talked about his impact on the business, talked about a couple eras. That was on last week's show. So check that out if you missed it. I was proud of how we covered it, how we talked about it. We really tried to attack it from all the appropriate angles. And I think we did that. So check it out. All right, we're here to preview SummerSlam 2025. It's here. We're going to preview both nights of the show. We're going to go through every match. We're going to do some predictions and do some analysis on what we can expect and how the builds were, just like we always do here at Brass Ring Media. But let's take care of a little business first. This is the Brass Ring Media podcast, and we're twice a week live right here on the Brass Ring Media YouTube channel with this show. We fire up the mics and the cameras on Tuesday nights and Thursday afternoons. Usually Tuesdays are more WWE focused show and Thursdays more AEW focused. But we're live twice a week, and you can get all of these shows right here. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You can also get these as podcasts, as regular audio podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. So if that's Apple or Spotify or somewhere else, we're out there. Just search Brass Ring Media, and you can take all of our shows with you on the go wherever you go. We also have live shows throughout the week by other folks on our team. Dominic D'Angelo does the Daily Wrestling Hotline. We've got Ashley, who does the Kick-Ass Podcast, Robert, Nocturnal Knockout. So just a really, really fun slate of unique live shows talking about current event-based pro wrestling. So check it out and make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss anything. Turn on your notifications and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts so you can take us on the go, because we got a lot that hits the channel on a regular basis. And if you want more, and you should, become a Brass Ring Media member right now. Our membership is over at Patreon, patreon.com/Brass Ring Media. That's where you can find our tiers. We've got two tiers. We have a gold tier, and then we have our regular tier, which is $4 a month, and that gets you a member-only podcast once a week, all of our pay-per-view and PLE review shows, including this weekend for SummerSlam, access to our Discord community where all of our members hang out, and tons more. So check it out, patreon.com/Brass Ring Media. It's a perfect week to try us out because we have two major PLE review shows coming up with SummerSlam. And thank you in advance for checking us out. Once again, that's patreon.com/Brass Ring Media. Hello to everybody who's in our chat. I already said hello to Sean Palikta, who is our gold member. Our other gold member is Adam Kidd. But thanks and hello to Mike, and hello to Azan, and hello to Zach, who's in there, who says it's National Lasagna Day. Good to know. Didn't have lasagna today, but now I kind of wish that I did.
Yeah, it could be on Monday always for Garfield. But.
Yes. But thanks for pointing it out, Zach, for my shortcoming on that. I appreciate you being here live. If you guys want to bring up a topic or bring up a question or ask us something or rant about something, I do have super chats enabled, and we will read those live on the show along with our gold member chats. So make sure to get them in. Get them in as we talk here about SummerSlam, and we'll get to I'll get to as many as possible, and we appreciate it in advance. All right, so SummerSlam, Tyler, this weekend, MetLife Stadium, 2 nights, which means 2 main events. Let's just dive right in. Let me get to I want to get to a comment here really fast. Hang on one second, Tyler, then I'll throw it back to you. Sean says here, I'm excited about the card, but I'm excited about the card and very pumped. Sean, I'm gonna have you rework that one, my friend.
Maybe became pumped to see. Maybe yeah.
And yeah, Sean, my friend, gold member, sir, you're gonna get gold member treatment here. I need you to revise that post, and then I will make sure to flag it and read it. Anyway, Tyler, go ahead. You were gonna.
Yeah, you know my favorite reference point for SummerSlam, right? That I've hit on ever since I learned about something about this SummerSlam.
About this the $40,000, yes. $40,000.
Yeah, so remember, everyone in the front row that you're going to see paid $40,000 for those tickets. So please laugh at them. Legitimately, now I know you and sometimes me are lucky enough to get tickets to cover the event, and we're very lucky to do that. But you had to pay to be front row for this show. And let's not even include travel. Let's say you live in Jersey City and you can walk there. How much would you legitimately pay to be front row? And it's those were hey, you tell us and be reasonable, but you tell us and we'll make it happen. What's that number for you? How much is it worth? What's the value to you as someone who is so deep in wrestling that it should be a no-brainer that you'd want to go to this?
I think. Do I wait? Now, do I know the card, or do I have to pay for this back when they did?
No, you're paying right now. There's hey, what's this worth on the Zach Hadorn market?
Oh man, dude. I'm trying to frame this up of what I've paid for stuff in the past to give a real answer that I could explain. I think that I would.
Whatever you say is for both nights. So it's the ticket for Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. I think I would do. I think for front row seats, I'd be at $400 a night.
I was $350 to $450.
Yeah, I'd be at right around $400.
Yeah, which is a lot, but it'd be hey, I get to see it's a big event. I get to see everyone close up.
Yeah,
seen alive probably. So it's justified, but yeah, I mean.
But the thing is, I think I don't know what tickets are going for, but my guess is they may be more than 4 times that.
Yeah, I mean the front row is 100x what we think is reasonable.
Yeah, so it's just crazy the amount of money they're pulling in on this. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I'm answering that question from a lot of angles, right? I'm answering it from what have I paid for other stuff? How much money do I actually have? Yeah. And for $40,000, there isn't a match that I would pay for right now that's worth $40,000. I mean, it's just no matter what it is, there's just no way I could do something like that. And it's just it's wild that WWE has found people that can.
Yeah, I mean, I would say any 2 humans on the earth. I don't know if I could make $40,000 happen to be front row. If it's Donald Trump versus Elon Musk in an octagon.
I definitely am not paying $40,000.
Yeah.
I could.
I'm trying to think what the biggest event in the world could be right now, of a fight or a spectacle or whatever. So,
dude, I don't know. I mean, I think for me it would be one of my teams in the biggest game, and I still wouldn't pay that much.
Yeah, the Bears in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, wouldn't happen. I would think about it, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't justify that. That's just insane money, for me.
Me too.
I mean, think about it. If the Browns were in the playoffs, would you be cutting a check for $40,000?
In the playoffs or in the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
No, because I would be if they lost and I spent that money, I don't know what I'd do. It'd be like a crisis. It'd be a crisis in my entire life.
Yeah, that's why
I'd like be like on watch.
That's why like pro wrestling is I guess better in that regard, because you can hopefully tell who might win.
Yeah. I also don't care about any wrestler like I do any of my sports teams too.
Yeah,
Right. So.
But it's good to call out because the prices for this are wild.
Yeah. I apologize for tangenting so much on this. Let's get to these 10 matches.
Well, no, let's get 10 matches. 10 matches. But the thing is, it's really I really think it's worth pointing out, because it goes along with what we were saying about this show to begin with, which is SummerSlam tickets went on sale, I mean, eons ago. Like the ticket, it being or not being a hot ticket really has nothing to do with like the current state of the card or the current state of like storylines or booking or any of that, because everything's so far in advance. So, just they're going to talk up ticket sales, and they're going to talk up how it's the biggest selling and the highest gate ever for SummerSlam. Like, that's coming. We know this. Just remember that doesn't necessarily mean, it's critically good, or that they'll be able to do this repeatedly for 2, 3, 4 more years.
Yeah. I mean, typically you make the most money post your creative peak in pro wrestling.
Right. Yes. Yeah. When you're a little bit on the downswing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Think when the merger happens, right? And that's Vince has made the most money he's ever made in that moment. And that was one of the worst moments creatively.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's get into it, though. And the Saturday card looks like this. It's Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte for the Women's Tag Team Championships. It's Randy Orton and Jelly Roll against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. We have the big star tag team match, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Tiffany Stratton against Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship. And then Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. And in a you must say what I want you to say match for whoever loses. That's the Saturday card. Let's start with the women's tag titles. Raquel and Roxanne, Judgment Day against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Tyler, what have you made of the Charlotte Alexa combo? We talked a little about it coming out of Evolution, how it's kind of humanized Charlotte a little bit here, and made her a little more likable, a little more personable, finally playing a different character that's not just this obnoxious queen woman. What say you on this? Do they win the titles here or not?
Yeah, I would say like that whole story. I think it's my favorite thing on SmackDown. Just not saying it a lot. Let's be clear, because I think it's either that or like just laughing at the buffoonery of the Bloodline 2. I think are my two favorite things on SmackDown. So yeah, I mean, just to make like Charlotte Flair, like I'm curious to see what she's doing. I want to see her story advance. Like that alone should get like Triple H Booker of the Year, probably.
Yeah.
Just for making that happen. So yeah, I mean, this is interesting for that reason. And like, what's the story there between these two? Does it last longer than them like losing this and breaking up and having something happen in the match? I don't know, right? Like, because what's our live timeline? We're still like 3 months or so away. Probably.
I think we're like 2 or 3 months away. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like fringe Royal Rumble surprise appearance for Liv, depending on what they want to do.
Yeah, maybe like some. I mean, you could get her back in terms of
Women's War Games, like coming.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yep.
So I just wonder, like, do you go that long here? I mean, it's more interesting to have Roxanne and Dom continue than them be tag team champions. So yeah, I'm gonna keep with Judgment Day because WWE's big on them currently to win here. But I really, really like what's going on with Alexa and Charlotte. It's the perfect use for both of them, and for like this next generation is fully in swing in the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
I think besides Becky, these two are the old guard that are doing a good job. And WWE's has a hard time currently, in my opinion, with that unless you're like a top star. Think of like a Sheamus. And I think like Alexa Bliss and Sheamus are kind of in the similar booking zone they're doing a much better job with her than Sheamus currently.
Yeah. Really well said. And I'm with you on that. I really like what they're doing with Charlotte and Alexa. Like, it's kind of crazy because I think if you would have told me this was going to be a thing, I'd have been like, no, that's a terrible idea. But in practice, like, it's been pretty interesting. Like, it's as interesting as Charlotte's been in maybe ever, like maybe forever. Like, the only thing that's made her interesting along the way is that she's just won a lot and she was treated as like this superstar winner champion, right? And you know, that was old almost a decade ago now at this point. And so to like revive her a little bit and for Alexa Bliss to kind of bring out this other side of her, I think it's really good for both of them, and it does help the show out a lot. I'm gonna take Alexa and Charlotte here, just to like feed that. Like, I'm looking up and down this card and I'm kind of thinking like, all right, we're gonna have some heels, I think, win on this night. And so we kind of need that babyface pop, that babyface big win. And I think you could open the show with this and it'd be a pretty hot match for that audience, because Charlotte and Alexa have been so over. Sean says here in the chat, I like the story with Charlotte and Alexa. I think they have something cooking there. Good, slow build. Yeah. So Tyler, do you think this ends with like a turn of some kind? Like is it, or like what's the shelf life on this? Like, I don't know that we know yet, but like, how long do you take this before, you know, inevitably doing a breakup?
Yeah. I hope not for a period of time. Cause like, what's the alternative? Right. I mean, obviously, like, them being separate right now, I think has no benefit for either of them. So they're way more interesting together than feuding. If they do feud, I would want it to be for the world title, not for something else. So, so I think obviously in long term it's wrestling, right? That's the whole point of getting together with somebody. But yeah, I think it's working so well for both of them. It'd be stupid to like, let's actually like create a tag team that people like and want to cheer for. I mean, when's the last time we had that in WWE?
Yeah, well, yeah, that, and especially, and then in the women's division is even more rare. So, I agree with you on that. Our other gold member, Adam Kidd, who's here. Thank you, Adam, for being here, man. Appreciate your gold membership. Says, yeah, Alexa and Flair win. There you go. All right, Tyler, you've been voted down. You've been voted out.
We'll see. I'm usually pretty bad at WWE predictions, so good. Congrats to all of you.
You'll probably get this one right. All right, then we've got Sami Zayn against Karrion Kross. This is one of those matches that I mentioned before of like, this could be on any pay-per-view. This isn't necessarily a SummerSlam match. It's like, if this was on Saturday Night's Main Event, I think you'd buy it. If it was on Raw, I think you could buy it there. It's on SummerSlam, and it is going to be what it is. My thought on this is you're going to get Sami Zayn winning. I think Karrion Kross is like teased potentially leaving WWE, so I think you might see him do a job here and then bounce. I'm not breaking news on that, but just if you kind of just reading between the lines, it kind of looks that way. At the same time, I'll give credit to Sami Zayn on this. Like, that guy, the guy's unbelievable when it comes to making people care about what he's doing. Like, he is so over in that way that you can stick this guy with anybody and it's more relevant than it would ordinarily be by a wide margin. And I was watching the promo between those two this week on Raw, and I'm just like, nobody really should care about this match, but Sami Zayn is like forcing me to care. Like, I want to see Sami win this. Like, I want to see him beat Karrion Kross. And it's really like, that's a special kind of over. It really is. And doesn't manifest necessarily in the biggest pops or the biggest title wins or, you know, even at the box office all the time. But like, dude, people care about what Sami does. And the fact that this feud is even a little over is like a complete testament to Sami. And I think Sami's going to get the win.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, if you're Sami, I don't know if he like politic to make this like a story. But obviously kind of like riding the wave of like the public support for the internet support for Karrion Kross is smart too. So I think he's savvy in that way as well. But yeah, I mean, 100%. This is like, such a example of, Sami Zayn being the John Moxley circa 2022 WWE, where basically like his instincts are right all the time as a character. So this is another bullet point for that as well.
Sean brings up a question here. He says, "Oh, I love Sammy, but I'm not sure where he goes as a face from here." Sean, I kind of think that like I don't think WWE is putting out this world championship like victory for him on accident. I think it's very much like they're building to that. Like this is like a slow burn, and maybe it won't even be at next year's WrestleMania. Maybe it'll be at next year's SummerSlam or the following WrestleMania. But I think that they know that they've got this with Sammy, and it can take as long or as short as they need it to. But as a face, I think he ends up winning the world title. I think that is like if you're a Sami Zayn fan right now, I'd be very happy with how things are going because they've got that narrative. I mean, they talk about it every week. It's right damn there.
Yeah, and like, what's the last time you got a big win to win a title?
Yeah,
who's that against? I think that's like set up pretty good right now. So yeah, and that's like a good. If you want like people like us who critique the creative, and it's going to be even more so by next WrestleMania season. I think that's like a salve for, you'll have your Cody, Roman, Punk sort of world title, and then this is like your, one for the real fans world title. Seems to be the story they're telling, and like Cross here, do you have any idea where you think Cross will end up when he leaves the company?
Where does he go? I mean, Adam asked this question. If Cross leaves, where is he going? Because it's not AEW. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not AEW. I don't think he fits there.
If it was AEW.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's like Indies or
who's the TNA world champion right now? I have no idea.
Trick Williams.
Trick. Oh yeah.
Come on now. Come on, man.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I think Karrion could be like, a Moose type guy in TNA.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, like, I mean, ordinarily, yes, I'd say yes. But they get closer and closer and more in WWE's pocket. And so it's like, I don't think TNA is going to be like, yeah, guy who just left WWE, like, come on over. Like, I just, like, I don't know. I don't know that it fits at this point in time. I think he's just like GCW guy, I think he's GCW indie guy, like, I would not be surprised if he wrestles Matt Cardona on like 4 indie events, like in the next. So, seriously, like, I just think that's kind of where he lands at this point.
I mean, that's got to be a WWE choice then, right? To not resign him.
Yeah.
No way you would choose that for yourself.
I mean, yeah, unless you have just
uber confidence.
Kind of, you're right. I mean, and I guess we'll see. But yeah, this is going to make a lot of people upset, Adam. Adam says here, you can join the Callis family and collect a check with the Murder Hawk. I sense sarcasm in there.
Yeah. I mean, he would track as a heel jobber for sure.
Yeah.
He would. Don Callis. So, I mean, it'd be horrible. So, I don't think – I'd be surprised, like, Tony hasn't signed somebody like that's, like, doesn't fit at all for a minute.
Yeah.
That I can remember. It would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, it would. Adam also says here, maybe a Rumble win in 2026 for Sami Zayn. Yeah, I think that's a real easy way to get there, and that makes the Rumble huge. It's a big win. It's a definitive like title shot. So yeah, I think that's a good. I think it's a good possibility, a real good possibility. All right, let's talk about it. I guess Randy Orton and Jelly Roll against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. If I'm grading this honestly, it's better than I thought it was going to be. But I also had like teeny tiny expectations on this. And so I'm kind of just in like mode, like I want to see a couple RKOs out of nowhere, and that's about it. Like I'd love for Randy Orton to just like that doesn't work for me, brother, this whole match, and just, RKO everybody and then, pin Drew McIntyre to win. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. The celebrity stuff with WWE, and we talk about it every time they trot them out. It's it's just, I don't know. It's just way overdone. And, could this be more obnoxious? Yes. Does it matter who wins? No. So it is what it is. I'm like just totally lukewarm on this whole thing.
Yeah. I'm about the same. The history of the company dictates that this is more common than, and it comes in waves, right? I mean, the first WrestleMania has Mr. T in the main event, right?
Yeah.
Which it's like just kind of built into the DNA of the company. So I'm like more leaning on it. It's Logan Paul as like still feels like a non-wrestler to me as well.
Me too. I know, dude. Let's talk about that for a minute because I'm still there too, and I know Triple H, when I was forced to go to a press conference, he told me like, hey, we don't consider Logan Paul that way, and I'm like, well, I do. A lot of people I think still do, and so to me, like his involvement is still like celebrity match, and now they've doubled down on that by adding another celebrity into
it. Yeah, and that's like that's I think what feels a bridge too far for me on this because like legitimately Jelly Roll is, I mean, what is fame these days, but I mean I'm sure he's got 15 number one hits in the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's a huge, yeah.
So, he's a guy who, if like Post Malone plays the Super Bowl, like Jelly Roll will be singing at the Super Bowl halftime show. And it's like, that's like a certain level of fame that wrestling doesn't usually get. So I get like placating that. Travis Scott will probably not play a Super Bowl halftime show. So, and he got to be in the main event of WrestleMania. So, and that's like the track record was so good for so long, as Adam said there, with Bad Bunny being such a hit, that it also feels like just diminishing returns at this point with it.
Yeah.
And
I just kind of think that
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, I mean, this wouldn't be that bad, if you didn't have the Travis Scott misses. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this was like the first celebrity thing that you've done in 12 months, like, okay, I think you can say. Adam says here, I want Sage versus Travis Scott.
Yeah, Travis Scott's like 5'6", right?
40,000. I'd put on 40,000 of my hard-earned bones to see that from the front.
Yeah, if it's a fair fight, I'm sure I could take Travis Scott.
Yeah, come on, man. I would make sure you're trained and ready to go. Don't worry. Yeah. But my point is, like, Jelly Roll, I think, is a big enough star. SummerSlam is a place where they have these kind of matches. It's there. I don't mind this kind of thing in a vacuum, but it's like you compound its effectiveness when you do it over and over and over. And McAfee's having a match against Gunther, and Travis Scott is, so it's just like that.
Yeah,
save this kind of thing. Do this just at SummerSlam or just at WrestleMania, and I think it stands out and is a lot more palpable to get through from fans.
And just like the story sucks too. Let's be honest. Like, I don't buy that Randy Orton and Jelly Roll have been best friends for. Like, Randy's never cared this much about anybody.
That's so true.
So
oh my god. Oh my god, I love it. All right, Sean says here, I think the build to this has been very good. Jelly Roll has impressed me, honestly. So here's the thing, Sean, I agree. I mean, he's been. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's been better than expected, and he's been fine. It's just that, like, because he's not a wrestler, I don't buy any of the wrestler stuff that he tries to do. Like, I don't buy that he really wants to beat up Logan Paul. I don't buy that he wants to beat up Drew McIntyre. It's just, it looks to me for what it is, which is a celebrity pretending to do wrestling for one night. And I don't know. That's where I kind of like, that's where it kind of induces the eye roll for me. But you're right. He's been fine. I mean, he's been fine.
Yeah, he's been locked in. I'll give him that.
Yeah, locked in, and I think like he's gonna turn some heads in the match too.
Moonsault.
Yeah, moonsault. Yeah, something off the top rope, I think, for sure.
Oh,
that would be wild. Something off the top rope for sure. But
yeah, what's his gear? Is he a t-shirt or is he like a singlet? Or something else?
Good question. I think he told Stephanie McMahon in a podcast that he's going to be, for the first time since like high school, less than 300 pounds, I think, for this match. So he might want to show that off, with the singlet. I'll go singlet.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be like I don't know what his brand, his like logo is, but yeah, Jelly Roll singlet.
Yeah. So this is fine. It's fine. I'm assuming you're going to take Jelly Roll and
I am.
And Randy.
I don't think this is going to lead to a trilogy of matches. I think War Games is starting right here.
Yes. Oh my God. I agree. I love this. Adam Kidd says here, my money's on Sage. I will be his corner man in case the final boss shows up, man. Brass Ring Media against the final boss. I love that. Well said. All right. So we're both taking Orton and Jelly Roll. Then we've got Tiffany Stratton against Jade Cargill. WWE Women's Championship match. Tyler, where are you at on this one? Is this babyface versus babyface? Is this the right time to pull the trigger on Jade? How is she done? How's Tiffany done? Like, where are you at?
Tiffany's run, not been good. I don't think anyone would argue that. Obviously, the Charlotte stuff doesn't help in the middle there. Still surprised that she won that at WrestleMania. Still such an utterly strange match when it happened. But, if you're ever going to do it with Jade, it's right here in this moment. So I think it's going to be Jade winning here, and then we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I mean, I honestly could care. I probably care less about this than I do the Jelly Roll match. Just because none of them – this feels like this title that Tiffany has feels like a secondary title to me currently.
I'm with you. I don't think the Tiffany reign has been all that strong. And I don't think either of these women are defined well enough to have this babyface versus babyface match right now. I don't know. It just seems silly. Why you're trying to build Tiffany as a babyface and you're trying to build Jade as a babyface. Why do you put those? Why are they on a collision course at this point? They should be built separately. And so I don't love this just for that dynamic. But I think I don't know, man. I think you kind of have to go with Jade on this one. She is the big free agent acquisition, right? I mean, she's the big star. She came in with all the fanfare and all the hype and all the pizzazz and that presentation that she was given about coming in. If there's ever a time to go with her, it's now. I don't think you stunt the push by having her lose to Tiffany Stratton and then try to build her up later. To me, this is the moment. You go all in with her here, and then you do a Bianca turn down the road, and there you go. There's WrestleMania right there. Bianca against Jade. I think they're still in the Jade Cargill business, and I think if they are, she's got to win these big matches. And so it kind of sucks for Tiffany, but I don't know. I still think that they're in the Jade business for better or worse. So I think it's for no brainer. You got to put Jade over.
Yeah. I'm going to say if you don't do it now, I don't think they'll ever do it.
Right. Yeah. That's what I mean. It makes no sense to well, we'll give Tiffany this win and we'll give it to Jade later. It's no, she's on the rise. You got to see what you have with her now. Adam says here, Jade loses with Bianca turning heel and costing her. So I think a Bianca heel turn is on the horizon, but the big match that I think they're building towards is Jade against Bianca, but have the title. I think Jade can have the title for that. So that's why I'm taking Jade to win here.
Yeah, I agree.
Sean says here, the build has been great. I think Jade has slowly gotten better, but Tiffany needs to keep the title for a while. Yeah, it begs to, what I'm saying here is not a foolproof plan, right? If you put the belt on Jade, you got to take it off Tiffany. And so what do you do next with Tiffany? That's a question. But I think that's an easier question to answer for her than it is to answer for Jade. All right, then we've got the big premiere, the biggest tag team match ever. We got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso reuniting to take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman in their corner. We could talk a little bit about Raw in this analysis. I liked the angle last night. I thought it was a good go home angle. I thought it was a good heat angle. I thought that you needed, if you're gonna do this match, you have to make Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed look like threats somewhat. And so I give him a good passing grade for jumping through that hoop. I thought the angle was good. I thought Roman sold fantastic for Braun Breaker in particular. I thought like he seemed like he was really invested in trying to like get that angle over. So I think that, you know, they get a good grade for like a good go home angle here. I still think it's kind of a weak match for SummerSlam, and no angle would have changed that. And I think based on what we saw, like, god dang, like it's tough to pick, but I think I'm changing my pick here to Roman and Jay just based on that angle that we saw on Monday. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's certainly Roman and Jay based on what you see. I mean, you know, Triple H will subvert that from time to time, but you don't want Roman losing to these two guys unless something crazy happens and you have like two new members of this group appear, not just even one. And I don't even know who that would be, but yeah, it just like makes no sense for them to lose. And Bronson takes the pin. You know, Breaker can look strong. It all works in theory. It is an interesting case of one of the few times in wrestling where like your scheduled match gets derailed, and you know you're supposed to do something better to replace it, right? Yeah. Is the adage, and this is like way worse, historically way worse. So, yeah, again, like so little. I mean, it's Heyman is the antagonist, and he has two guys fighting on his behalf. Essentially, is what's going on here, right? More so than anything. And that's like not super compelling to me because there's no stakes either. Like it'd be different if it like Heyman is fired if his guys lose or something. But this just felt like this needed a stip or a, you know, something on the line to make it a little bit more compelling for me. But that's the problem when you have a 2-week build. So
yeah. I mean, clearly this was this was thrown together at the last minute because of the Seth injury. You know, so that is what it is. But it doesn't mean it's a strong match, and it's not. At the same time, I'm kind of glad. Because I think the other option here was to do Roman and Breaker, and I think it's way too early for that. So I'll take 2 steps back on this so that you don't have to do that match too early. Yeah, where you want it.
Only pushback on that is like, are we sure Roman's going to be like still working WrestleManias in 2 years?
Well, no, definitely not. But like, I still think, I mean, for sure not. If you're going to do Roman and Braun, I think you definitely want to wait until like he's ready for that, or else you're kind of wasting it either way. Either you don't do it or you're wasting it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Is it better to do it poorly or not at all? I guess there's an argument.
Yeah, it depends like the pro and con, right? Like I think Roman would survive losing, and it would totally make Breaker if you think he's the guy. Maybe they just don't know if they are 100% in that business yet.
Right.
But that's what Roman's job is right now, going forward, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it looked like it last night. I mean, Roman doesn't sell like that for everybody.
Yeah.
And so it for sure looked like Triple H pulled him aside and went, dude, you know, we need this to be pristine and good. And I think it was, but you just don't see him do that too often. He didn't sell like Brock for that. So it's Adam says here, I think they should have pivoted to Roman versus Punk. Yeah, that would have been an interesting one. I mean, you could have done that for sure. Yeah, I mean, I still think that's a match that they can do. No question about it.
Yeah, I think they didn't think they needed to. I think they still are like, we can probably coast a little bit with some of this, and have 1 or 2 big moments, and we'll get by. Is what this feels like to me from like a legitimate booking standpoint.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. It's just like, how can we feature Roman but not do too much because we're not ready to do more than this. So we want to do this. That's what this is. All right. And then the main event, Saturday night, Gunther defending the world championship against CM Punk. CM Punk this week on Raw, I think, cut a better promo. It was a much more compelling promo than it was the week before, which bored me to tears. Like, I mean, you could just read it all over Punk's face in that first promo. Like, I'm not winning the world title, so This is the promo I'm going to cut. And if on WWE Unreal, the new Netflix show in 5 years comes out and it's about the build to this, like, I think you for sure see a clip of Triple H going, Punk, what the hell, man? Come on, man. You got to sell a little bit like you're going to win this title. Because it seemed like this week he overcompensated for the fact that he pretty much was just like, if I don't win, I might not win, but I'm going to try my best. Like, we got a fired up Punk. We got a Punk that actually wanted to win the world title. He was more believable. This was the fire that I think you needed to see, but this was, at the same token, I think like a good week 1 promo and not a good go home promo. So like, I think this feud could use 2 or 3 more weeks to make it what it could be. And this might not be the last match that they have. So, we could just be, debating like the semantics of that here. But for this match and this match only, I think there's a lot of money left on the table between these two guys that they just did not get into because of time. And really one halfway decent promo segment. That's where I'm at on this.
Yeah. I mean, I think Punk wanted Punkamania to run wild was kind of the inspiration of that promo. So yeah, it was way better than the previous week, but still didn't get to a level that I think is potentially there for both these guys. I think that's more Gunther not having not having the respect for Punk, where like we got to with Jay, where the better part of that build, where it was like you had the beatdown and it was kind of better at that point.
Yeah, yep.
It feels more like the beginning of that 25-month build to Jay and Gunther at WrestleMania. So it does feel like there's another gear here. I don't think Seth is involved in this at all, personally. But I don't know if you think anything.
I don't think so. No, let's go to the chat here because we've got some people making some predictions. We've got Mike here who says Punk wins, Seth cashes in, leading to a Punk heel turn. Sean says, I think Gunther wins, and he should win. Punk, I think, starts to slowly build to a heel turn. Adam Kidd says, we needed Ace Steel to come out and slap Punk and bite Gunther. Oh, my God. Oh, Brawl Out. How wonderful you were. I am with you. I don't think Seth comes out, guys. I think Seth's injured. And like, I think he's out of the storylines for a while. And, maybe he'll cash in on Punk later, like when he comes back. I mean, they can always do that, cash in all the time, anytime. They can do that. But I think Gunther just wins here. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't think CM Punk, he is one of the most over acts on Raw. And you want to pay attention to that. You want to take that into account. You want to take that into consideration. But, I think that Gunther just won the title back. He hasn't been the champion all that long. You don't want Gunther to feel like this hot shot heel champion that you just put the belt on so, baby faces can beat in a couple months. Like, I think you want to, give him more of a run in this instance. So I think CM Punk is losing. I just think he's losing, and it might not be clean. It probably won't be clean, but that's okay because Gunther's a heel. But I don't think Punk's winning this, and I don't think we see Seth either.
I think Gunther wins. I think he wins clean. He always wins clean, right? Has he ever cheated?
Not really. Not really.
Or maybe there's a ref bump,
Yeah, it could be a ref bump or something like.
It's a main event. It's a WWE main event, so there has to be a ref bump.
And Travis Scott, yeah.
Well, no, I think isn't he dead to WWE?
Yes, he is. He is.
So yeah, I think Gunther wins. It does feel like there's more here. And you build to something, and but that's where I go. One thing I know for sure, I do trust Gunther. I think this will be actually a pretty good match.
Yeah,
from a classic pro wrestling style. I think I just watched Wrestle War '92 while I was eating lunch the other day. Bad camera angles, I would say, but that crowd was into Sting big time.
Oh my God, yeah.
And Stunning Steve was quite the athlete.
he was like the bump jobber in that match. Like,
he's
just going to take all the big bumps.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's great.
It's wild.
Really good stuff.
It's wild, yeah. If you haven't seen that match,
Jesse Ventura sucked back then on commentary.
Oh gosh! All right, Jarek Mitchell says here, I know CM Punk had his opportunity against Cena at Saudi for the WWE title, regardless of Seth and Gunther trying to bring credibility to the World Championship. The title still feels secondary. Yeah, I mean it does. It's going to, like, it just is. I mean, that's when you have 2 world titles, one of them is going to be secondary, no matter what. I mean, you're seeing it in the women's division right now with Tiffany and Jade. Like, the Raw title is much more like prestigious and sought after, I think. Mm-hmm. And, maybe it'll switch for the men at some point, but I don't think so. Like,
I've enjoyed the stories of the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE title, certainly.
Yeah.
For a long time. So.
Well, there's that too. Yeah. I mean, fair point. I mean, that's a fair point. That title is just, it gets all the top spots. So I think people
the other one, main events, day 2 of all the pay-per-views.
Right.
So it tells you right there.
Exactly. All right. That is Saturday. Let's move on to Sunday here. Let me pull up the card here. And this,
I don't have a lot to say about Sunday.
Sunday is it's a bigger drop off, I think.
Paul loves a bad Sunday with a big main event.
Right. And like at this point, it's formulaic in that way because it's wild, like how they separated this card. So this card is Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. You got Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match for the United States Championship. Becky Lynch against Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental title. You have a triple threat, Naomi against Rhea against Io Sky for the Women's World Championship. And then you have the big street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship, John Cena defending against Cody Rhodes. So let's run through some of the undercard here. Dom against AJ. A little silly build. Little mid-card title build. I've honestly gotten a kick out of it on Raw, but
it's a great 9:00 on Raw match.
Yes. And I think Dom wins.
I do too.
Let's quickly talk about Dom. Like, he had his little moment at WrestleMania where they could have like really turned him babyface and they didn't. You think that's still on the cards? You think he could still be, a babyface?
Oh, certainly. I think it's like a Triple H thing. I think he absolutely despised Austin Theory as a human being and has like 20% of that for Dom Mysterio, because he does feel like he's been nerfed as a potential act for a long time. So I'm curious what the reasoning behind that is, but it feels like he is not reached that. I know he's Intercontinental Champion, but it does feel like a guy who the crowd can get super duper behind. And it just feels like something is missing from the booking perspective for him.
Yeah. It just seemed to me like if you're going to go with him as a babyface, like you had your little moment there. And now,
maybe they're waiting, like Adam says, Liv to come back. Maybe he'll choose Liv over Roxanne because you think he's going to be the sleaze bag and pick Roxanne.
True.
And that'll be the way for them to be baby faces together.
That's a good point. And then and he always has the reconciliation with his dad too.
Yeah. And that's a big moment. Them to tag, like that's probably Ray's last match, right?
Ray's last
together.
Yeah, I think so. Yep. Absolutely.
That'll certainly be, the main event of a Saturday night's main event. So please look forward to that.
Gee. So this is big, man. I think this feud has been fine. It's just I don't know that it would be on a 2-night SummerSlam or a 1-night SummerSlam, excuse me.
No, certainly not.
So this is one of those matches that I was talking about at the beginning of the show that it gets elevated to like a pay-per-view card because you need it to be, but it's not really a pay-per-view match, even though I think it's been like pretty well built. Yeah. Adam says here, did you hear the pop Dominic Mysterio got last weekend in AAA? It's crazy. Like, if you guys haven't seen this, I'll try to throw it up on the Brass Ring Media socials. but he gets a humongous pop, like Austin level 97 pop. It's wild. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's really loud. It's really loud. I'll find it. I'll toss it up. But yeah, good call on Adam. All right, so we're both taking Dominic Mysterio there. Then we've got Becky Lynch against Lyra Valkyria, Women's Intercontinental Championship. This is the moment, Tyler. This is like, I think, what you've been building towards post WrestleMania. You know, the big crowning moment for Lyra. Did they get there?
All right. I'm thinking about how to present this, like, more than anything. For this preview. In general, like 5 years from now, I think this is a very important feud for both these, for Becky and for Lyra, right? Becky made somebody. Lyra became upper mid-carder as a result. Probably a world champion because you have two. And obviously, it's like, you know, we've seen some of the world champions in the women's division still. So Lyra meets that for sure. Now, all that being said, like, I'm so tired of seeing these two interact with each other. And, like, they do have good matches. I think this will be a fine match. But I, like, every time they're on screen together, I'm just like, I just need this to be over. I don't need, like, you're talking about shoes at this point, you know, bracelet.
That was the worst line. Oh, my God. It was so bad.
Boots or whatever. What's she call them?
She called them, like, Becky boot step build? Yeah. I don't even know. Some kind of lame line where it's like, how did that make it out of the writer's room? Like, Jesus.
Yeah. So it was pretty rough last night. I think the match would be really good. Man, I don't know. I would keep it on Becky. So I'm just going to go with that because it makes the most sense. I think if it goes on Lyra, I don't know what you do. Like, what is she doing with that title? It's just going to completely go into mediocrity zone. And I think with Becky, you at least build that title up a little bit more.
The good thing about this match is that they still have to do the match. And that's going to be the best part of this, is the match. So they have that card still to play, obviously. And I think it's going to be a really good match. I mean, they've had really good matches in the past. They're both really good in the ring. And, you know, I think they've got good chemistry. I have no reason to think this isn't going to be a good match. Last night was a terrible go-home promo for Lyra Valkyria as a babyface. Like, look, sometimes in the wrestling business, like, you have to be ready for the moments that you're given, right? If we were talking about Steve Austin just a minute ago, like, if he's given the promo time at King of the Ring, if he stinks the joint up in that promo, Austin 316 doesn't happen. None of that happens. You don't get elevated. When you don't deliver, you don't get elevated. Mm-hmm. And seeing Lyra last night, I'm just like, man, like, that was a moment that she had in the ring with the fans, with the mic, to cut like a go-home babyface promo, to quote-unquote put butts in the seats, sell your match, sell the win, all of that. And not only did she miss, but she flubbed the lines and she forgot her lines and just looked kind of like unprepared for that spot. And I just was just like, man, I don't know. Like, sometimes you need your big stars to get big hits when it's time to get big hits. And I don't think Lyra got a big hit there at all. I still think the match can be good, but goodness, last night, I know it's just one promo, but the whole story, the whole Becky heel turn, all of that is building to this match. This is the third match, the big SummerSlam match, the big showdown. You got to get it right, Lyra. You got to make sure you can get that right. It's part of, you know, showing up big as a big star, and I just don't think she did.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That said, I think they're going to go with Lyra. I think, like, this whole thing is about making Lyra, and so I'm gonna say that they push across the finish line on that, and I think Lyra will. Is that fair to say about Lyra, or am I being, because I'm getting some like pushback in the chat. Sean says here, I've seen worse, to be fair, but that line at the beginning really hurt. I just can't give up on her. Like, is it fair to like put that much stock in this? Like, sometimes you got to put up or shut up.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I call her an upper mid-carder. I think she's like destined to be, I don't know, like AJ Styles if you take away the world titles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which is a great spot to be in. Well, she's going to be employed for 10 years.
Yeah, you're not going to say no to that, right?
But yeah, I mean, she's going to be doing best sevens with whoever the female Rusev is, like Sheamus is about to do. So.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Mike says it's fair. So if Mike says it's fair,
if Braun Breaker was flipping his lines, we would say the same.
But yeah, absolutely. This isn't just they're in
the same zone of like, hey, we think these could be huge stars for us.
It's like Solo too, like I think he had a lot of this in him where it's like you're waiting for the star to kind of live up to the spot he's given, and he hadn't, and he didn't, and now he's in the middle of the card. He's going to lose to Jacob Fatu on Sunday. Like, it's just that's where some people land. Speaking of, let's talk about it. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu, United States Championship inside of a steel cage. I've liked the build to this. I think I liked it probably more than you have. And I think it's because it's not because every chapter has been all that enticing, but I think it's just I appreciate the mountain they're building for Jacob Fatu to just climb and scale and dominate come the show and come this match. And so I think if they book this match right and they put the match together right, it's going to be an action-packed match that Jacob just wins and dominates and could launch him to a higher level. So I think I have that expectation in my head because the chapters have not been all that intriguing. And the new bloodline is kind of lame, when you really look at it, like it's just filled with a bunch of lame guys. But I think Jacob Fatu just mowing down everybody in a steel cage, I think people would want to see that. I kind of think that's what we got set up here. So I'm taking Fatu to win.
Yeah, I'm going to take Solo. Because the first of all, I don't know what you do with Fatu if he wins, right? Is he taking on an Andrade or an Aleister Black or something like that?
Yeah.
So that sucks. Let's just so at least him on the chase continually. He was here's the thing: it's a WWE cage match, so all Tala Tonga has to do is open that door for him, Solo, and pull him out. That's what I foresee happening here. Be the cheapest win of all time. Fatu's pissed, and then it's a no DQ match where he can just destroy everybody in a more concise way. But yeah, obviously the end story is the same result.
Sean says here, the police angle sucked, but I like the interplay between them. Him being a jerk to the police was just dumb. They need to stay away from that stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do. They really do. Derek Mitchell says here, Solo's MFT group feels like the Nexus when CM Punk became their leader. Oh my God. I've totally blocked that out of my memory, Derek Mitchell. Thank you.
Can you name anybody in that? Was that New Nexus? Is that what they were called?
Yeah, who the hell was even in the new Nexus?
It was Mason Ryan in there.
I think Mason Ryan was in it. That had to be a thing for
It was a
months.
June 7th to August 22nd, 2011 was
that long? Oh my God.
That's Nexus in general. So hold on. I've got this up now. I'm like a dog with a bone on this thing. The core / new Nexus. Okay.
The core. Holy
Mason Ryan, Ezekiel Jackson.
Wow.
I think here. Do this quickly.
Was Bray in it? Husky Harris?
I don't think. Man. Because it was the core and they turned it into the new Nexus. Part of it. Because that was Barrett, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater, Ezekiel Jackson was the core. And then they merged into New Nexus with Mason Ryan. Wow. So I don't have any more information. I'm trying to skim this very quickly.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Yeah. Husky Harris, McGillicuddy.
McGillicuddy, yeah, okay.
Otunga, Mason Ryan.
Wow.
So, pretty
yeah. Cool. So that is a good comparison. Derek. No question about it. We're both taking Fatu, I think, right?
No, I'm
taking Solo. Man.
Yeah, I'm taking New Nexus.
You're taking New Nexus. New Nexus. Wow. New Nexus for the win. Holy cow. All right. The Women's World Championship. It's a triple threat. Naomi against Rhea Ripley against Io Sky. This is another triple threat. We don't need more triple threats. We need less triple threats.
With Rio and Io.
With Rhea and Io in particular. But this one, like, this is why you want to have triple threats. It's just context, because like you don't want to have 8 of them in a 2-month period when you know that you want to do something like this. Because I think this triple threat actually makes sense. You had Naomi come in, she breaks up the match between Io and Rhea, and now she's the champion. Both have reasonable reasons to want a title shot. Naomi's a heel. Okay, boom. That, like, the building blocks are there to make that triple threat make sense. It just doesn't make sense when you do it constantly with triple threat matches. And so I don't think you don't get a pass on this one, even though this one I think makes sense. But the outcome here, I think, is what's really up in the air, Tyler. Like, I think it's hard to pick a winner on this one. Are you sold one way or the other?
Yeah, I mean, so first, like, just broadly, I think this will be just like the WrestleMania match. Like, the build's not as bad as the WrestleMania match, but I think it should be an awesome, awesome match. Probably match of the weekend from like an in-ring standpoint. But yeah, I think they'll keep with Naomi, and I think this is more where Bianca shows up. Maybe Bianca helps her win. More so than bring over Jade, because then you can like solo play that a little bit more. So that's what my guess would be. But proceed with caution for sure. Which is the dumbest tagline of all time. I cannot stand it.
Yeah, to me, the storyline of Stephanie Vaquer getting the title shot at Clash in Paris, like that, I think is like the biggest tell on this one. When I predict the match, when I'm like, when she's lurking in the background and they've done like Stephanie and Naomi stuff, they've done backstage segments, they've done backstage encounters. It's like, it's hard to pick against Naomi retaining because of that. And like, Vaquer and Ripley is a big match.
You don't burn those other matches for Paris.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, you don't want to burn those in Paris. So that I kind of am picking Naomi, but for all the wrong reasons here.
Well, yeah. I mean, isn't the booking kind of just booking her to be transitional?
Yeah.
Like being Triple H being like, I hate Money in the Bank. And we do the worst stuff with it consistently.
Do you think that they would pull the trigger on like a Vaquer and Io in Paris or Rhea?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they feel the pressure to give a banger of a match like that.
Yeah,
is that even more so like the way those fans buy tickets? Like they could do. I mean, what's like the worst match? They could do like Tozawa versus Karrion Kross is the main event. I think it would still sell out in Paris.
Yeah. I mean, right. And I think for that, yeah, and they know it, so they don't have to. Yeah. They don't have to play this
later. It's a different time zone. We'll still watch it like idiots and comment on it, so it doesn't matter. That's the problem with like current WWE, in my opinion. This is just like so much like, we don't care. You're gonna watch it. So.
Yeah, well, and again, the tickets, like they already sold the tickets, so people are going no matter what, like. That's it. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a good match too. I think this is the match of the weekend. I had it flagged here as my match of the weekend pick too. So I'm excited for it. But there's too much of this kind of thing, and they gotta cut it out. Like, have a singles match for God's sakes. Finally, the main event of the whole weekend, the whole damn weekend. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, undisputed WWE Championship. It's a street fight, so they can do the walk and brawl thing. I think that's the right call. Don't like. Try to do whatever you can to make the match as good as it can be. That is not a match that stays in the ropes between these two guys. It just isn't. So I'm cool with the stipulation. Tyler, I'm throwing you first. Who gets the win? Does Cody get it back?
So this is where I think Seth comes in. I think he cashes in. I'm waffling back and forth on his injury. I think it's fake. Again, each week I give a different take.
You've pivoted again on that.
Yeah, so I admit it. I don't know, just for my own sanity. Like, this cannot just be like either of the two options that are in front of me of Cody winning and redeeming Cena with a handshake.
Oh, God.
Or Cena using the belt and just winning in that way. And then Cody having to like chase to get all the way to WrestleMania. So to me, it's Seth comes in, makes it a triple threat, pins Cena, and that leads to Cena, Cody, Roman versus Seth's group, and like to reintegrate Seth or Cena into the babyface faction of the company.
Interesting.
I'd say if any match ever needed like a cash in to juice this, it's this match, because like whoever, if it's like vanilla and one of these guys wins, like it does absolutely nothing for me for either of them to be champion at this point, personally. So I'm probably in the minority there, but like, what is Cody doing if he wins here? That's like, who would set up for Cody to like take on right now if he wins this thing? And like, who's set up for Cena to like go on after this? It's just like this feels like the end of the path for both these guys, like at like a top tier level, unless you integrate a Punk, a Roman. Obviously, Roman Cena is compelling business. It just doesn't feel like they're going that way right now. So I don't know. It just feels like this needs something else that is not currently present.
The question that I have is, and I'll give my pick in a minute, but if you like, are you starting like? Have you decided yet whether or not Cena is going to retire as a babyface in December or a heel in December? Like is he going to go on the redemption path at this point? Because if the answer is yes, I feel like however this match finishes is going to be the start of whatever that is. Like whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going to start here with Cena. It won't be the full story, but like it'll start him on that path to redemption. I mean, if it's as simple as Cody wins and then he shakes Cena's hand and now Cena's a babyface, like forget it. Like I think people will crap all over.
That's how this really that's how this has gone so far with Cena. Like I'm not giving it any benefit of the doubt.
Yes, and I don't think you should. I'm just saying like that would just be bad for the whole thing. It would just be like a waste of time. Like what is the it's just what's the point of the whole thing if it ends like that?
That's what it feels like. Is the destination, the path, the fate of this. I would say if he's retiring in December, he's a face for sure. If he does the go to one more WrestleMania as a heel, then I think he continues to be a heel. So so I am leaning more towards him just not feeling this and wanting to be done with it is what it feels like tremendously. So yeah, I think this is the start of it. And that's why I'm like, if Rollins screws them both over, that gives them both something to do. And Roman's been screwed over. You can get CM Punk in that zone. That gives The Rock the opportunity to be like, well, Cena was not the true agent of my chaos, and CM Punk can be, you can do all those storylines from that. So that just makes more sense to me. But yeah, I think it starts here no matter what for Cena to return to be a face. And then obviously what's projected to be his final match would make sense for him to be a face in that capacity.
Yeah. I'm going to take Cody and I'm going to take him. I like your idea better, by the way, like Seth cashing in. I think it almost is like, I don't think this is good when you do this in wrestling, but it's like this thing needs something else. So just throw the grenade in there.
I'm saying even if Seth is injured, if it's like he's not getting surgery on the knee and he's not out for 9 months, then be like his whole character arc should be like, hey, Roman only wrestled like 6 times. F you, I'm not wrestling. I'm the world champion. I'll wrestle when I tell you I'm wrestling. And then he goes until doesn't do anything until Survivor Series with that title. I think that would be great for everybody, honestly.
Yeah, that would be compelling, and it keeps Cody on the chase too.
Yeah.
I guess if I'm going to be consistent, I have to take Cody here. I like your idea a lot, and I think it's plausible. But I'll take Cody just because it's more simple than that.
Yeah. And almost always, my pretty good booking ideas for WWE just never happen. So just keep that in mind.
And that's why I'm going to take Cody to just win clean and boring. I think I'm going to take the boring answer, just like I did at WrestleMania with Cena's just going to win, and that's it. And I think I'm taking the same thing here. It's just like, it's not the greatest option, but it's the option that makes the most sense. So
it's
I'll
take so boring. Like
it's boring. It's boring.
What was the whole point of anything?
Yeah.
If that's the arc.
Yeah. No, like, I mean, and that's a fair question. And
you turned heel to beat me, and then that was ultimately why you lost. Like, that is like a bad story to tell.
But you did lose.
Yeah, like,
and I beat you in the end. Good guy wins.
Yeah, like you just had to use a belt to beat me, and that was like your big evil swing. Like, for what all this could have been, just like just one of the biggest missed opportunities of like a huge moment.
Yeah,
this is like Hogan turning heel and it just being bad,
and it not working out.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go to Adam Kidd here before we wrap up. First of all, Sean says here, face absolutely for Cena. I think we both agree on that. Well, all three of us do. And then Adam says the final boss returns. So, thank you, Adam. Do we get a Rock appearance? Is that in the cards for SummerSlam? I mean, it's New York. It's a big market. Easy for him to fly a private jet into that place and get to MetLife Stadium. What do you think?
Yeah, I just Googled. I don't know where they're filming, but he's filming that Smashing Machine movie right now, where he's playing Walker.
Is it Hawaii or?
No, that's the Scorsese movie.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So he's on his trying to get an Oscar mode. So for that reason, I think he's going to be fully invested in those projects.
Okay.
Obviously, he's shown that he doesn't give a F about Paul Levesque and WWE. I think he does pop in later in the year, and I think someone does sell his soul, like Adam saying, if you want to pop up his most recent chat.
Yeah, pop his own too.
Yeah, I mean that him or Punk are the two. One of those who has to turn heel and align with The Rock, and then I think there's some compelling stories to be had there because both of them can convey a heel character that Cena cannot.
Yes. Oh, definitely. For sure. Agree.
It's just crazy, in hindsight, all the Vince McMahon decisions that were the right calls from a booking perspective. Cena is just a bad heel.
He's a bad heel, man. Yep. Yeah. It is funny to look back on that. And he was right in that regard, for sure. Boom. There we go, guys. SummerSlam 2025. We'll have your PLE post SummerSlam event review shows up for members this weekend. So become a member right now so you don't miss those. Patreon.com/BrashRingMedia is how you do that. It's right up there that way. Check it out. Patreon.com/BrashRingMedia. It's only $4 to become a member, and you get access to everything, including those PLE review shows for SummerSlam. So check that out. Thanks so much to our gold members, Adam Kidd and Sean Palikta. Thanks to everybody else who joined us in the live chat, Mike and Derek and the other Zach and Azan and Yidis and so many others. We appreciate it. And hopefully you guys will check us out on Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow. Nocturnal Knockout will be live at 6 Central, so 7 Eastern, right before AEW Dynamite. And then we'll talk the big world title match on Dynamite and so much more coming up on Thursday. Appreciate you, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.